So, ready to dive into the world of AI agents.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating field.
It really is. And, it's not just some far-off future tech anymore.
No kidding. AI agents are already out there, working behind the scenes, like quietly changing how we do things. Work, life, you name it.
It's true. It's kind of wild to think about. Like, picture this. You've got this tool that doesn't just, filter your emails,
Right.
but it can actually schedule meetings for you. Or a system that can, predict those supply chain issues before they even happen. That's the power of these AI agents. Right?
Yeah.
And we're going to try to break down just how they work. We're using this article, AI Agents Explained, how they work and what they do. It's a great primer.
It is. It's a good one. And, it's funny. So many of us are already using AI agents every day, and we don't even realize it.
It's true.
Like, think about those virtual assistants.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or even, just like simple things like those password reset tools.
Right.
All powered by these, intelligent systems.
Uh-huh.
All happening in the background.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And they're not just there. They're getting smarter, all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This article, it even mentions how Microsoft is using this technique called chunking and chaining to just make these AI agents even more efficient.
Interesting.
It's almost like, giving them the supercharged memory so they can handle those more, complex tasks,
Yeah, I mean, the tech behind it is really fascinating. AI agents, they rely on these sophisticated architectures that are built for, speed and real-time decision-making.
They're got to be fast, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's really those algorithms that are, the brains of the operation.
The magic.
Yeah, we're talking, things like reinforcement learning, where they're learning through trial and error, or deep learning, where they're sifting through, mountains of data, looking for those hidden patterns.
It's like they're learning from experience, just like we do.
Exactly.
But they're not just going with their gut, right? Right.
They're using, hard data to get better at what they do.
Precisely. That's what makes them so powerful, right? But, not all AI agents are created equal.
Right. That makes it.
Just like we have, different skills and specialties,
Uh-huh.
AI agents are kind of, designed for specific tasks.
Right. So this article breaks down, all these different types.
Yeah.
And we should probably start with, the simplest ones, right?
Yeah.
What they call the simple reflex agents. These are the ones that, follow a set of rules, almost like, a recipe or something.
Yep, exactly. Think of it like, a spam filter.
Okay.
That automatically flags emails based on certain keywords.
Yeah.
Or, a security system that triggers an alarm if it detects something unusual.
Right.
They're reacting to specific things in a predictable way.
Okay, so they're the rule followers.
Yeah.
What about those model-based agents? Those sound a little fancier, a little more sophisticated. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually build this internal model of their environment.
Yeah, wow.
It's like having, a mental map.
Mm-hmm.
That helps them make sense of things and anticipate changes and make more complex decisions.
Oh, interesting.
Self-driving cars.
Okay.
They not only react to, for traffic signals, but they can also kind of predict the movements of other vehicles.
Yeah.
To stay safe.
So they're not just reacting to what's happening right now, they're thinking ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So now imagine you've got an agent that not only has this model of the environment, but it's also driven by a specific goal.
Okay.
That's a goal-based agent.
All right. So a chess playing AI that's just laser focused on, checkmate.
Perfect example. It analyzes the board, it considers all the possible moves, and then it picks the actions that'll, get it closer to winning.
That's cool. So goal-oriented, strategic. Okay. What about these utility-based agents?
Right, yeah.
I remember reading about those.
Think about efficiency.
Oh.
A utility-based agent, it doesn't just settle for any solution.
Mm-hmm.
It wants the best one, the most efficient. So imagine, a logistics company that's using an AI agent to plan their delivery routes.
Okay.
A goal-based agent, it might find a route that, gets to all the stops.
Right.
But a utility-based agent, that's going to take into account things like fuel consumption, delivery time windows, maybe even, driver fatigue.
To find the absolute best route.
Exactly.
Wow. So they're not just getting it done, they're getting it done right.
Right. And then there's one more type that I think is maybe the most, mind-blowing. The learning agent.
Ah, yes. The ones that actually learn and get better over time?
Yeah.
That's where it starts to feel a little, sci-fi.
Right.
It does.
It's pretty cool. So these agents, they're not just like stuck following instructions.
Right.
They can actually analyze feedback.
Uh-huh.
They learn from their, experiences, good or bad.
Okay.
And then they change what they do.
Oh, that's awesome. So, they're constantly getting smarter, like how we learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And our successes.
Exactly.
Do you have a good example of that?
Yeah, sure. Think about those personalized recommendation engines you see, like on streaming services.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
At first, they'll suggest stuff based on, like, your initial preferences.
Right.
But then, they keep track of what you watch, how long you watch it, even what you skip.
Sneaky.
And they use that to get better at understanding, your tastes. And then they start making these really good recommendations.
It's like having a friend who just knows, exactly what you want to watch.
Yeah. And as these learning algorithms, that keep getting more and more sophisticated, the possibilities are really kind of endless.
It's exciting. Okay, so we've got all these different types of agents, but how do they actually work? What's going on behind the scenes? What makes them tick?
Well, you got to have a strong foundation, right?
Yeah.
AI agents, they rely on these sophisticated architectures that are made for, speed and real-time decision-making.
Okay.
They have to be able to, process info fast and adapt to, anything that comes their way.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced world.
For sure.
Now, the article mentioned something about Microsoft using this technique called chunking and chaining to manage memory more, efficiently.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's all about making sure these agents can handle, even more complex tasks without, getting bogged down.
Okay.
So it's like giving them this more organized and efficient way to store and retrieve info.
Like a mental filing system.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's not just about processing power. They also need feedback loops to, learn and improve.
Right, so they're not just a set program. They're constantly, analyzing how they're doing and making adjustments.
Exactly. And they're designed with memory. So they remember past interactions,
Yeah.
And use that to make, better choices in the future.
It's like they're reflecting on their performance.
In a way, yeah.
That's pretty wild.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
But, makes you wonder a little bit about the risks. What happens if they start making decisions we don't agree with?
That's a great point. And it's why, the human element is still so important.
Right.
While these AI agents are incredibly powerful, they still need us.
So it's not about replacing humans. It's more like this, partnership where the AI agents are helping us, do things better, solve problems more effectively.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about it. The potential is huge. I mean, this technology could really change so many aspects of our lives, from, the way we work to just how we interact with the world around us.
It's a game changer for sure. So let's get into some of the specifics, right? Where are these agents already making a difference? Where can we see them in action?
Yeah, let's do that. But maybe we should save that for part 2.
All right, sounds good. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back to dive into the real world stuff. Okay, so we've laid the groundwork. We know what AI agents are, the different flavors, how they work. But let's get down to brass tacks. Where are these agents already making waves?
Well, one area where they're really shining is software development. Imagine if code reviews were, streamlined, testing was automated, and you could catch vulnerabilities before they even became a problem.
That sounds like a dream for developers.
It kind of is, and AI agents are making it a reality, not just making life easier, but also making the software, safer and more reliable for everyone.
That's a big deal.
Huge. And Microsoft, they're really pushing the envelope here with their Microsoft 365 Copilot. It's a great example of how you can integrate AI agents into the tools we're already using and just supercharge productivity and quality.
So not replacing developers altogether.
Yeah.
It's more like giving them these superpowered assistants.
Yeah, exactly. They're helping them write better code, create better products. It's all about, humans and AI working together, augmenting our abilities.
And getting better results.
Exactly. And it's not just software. AI agents are also transforming all sorts of business processes.
Yeah, the article talked about that, especially in customer service, right?
Oh, yeah.
Using AI agents to handle all those routine tasks.
Right. Think about those automated phone menus we all love so much.
Oh, yeah, the ones that make you want to scream.
Exactly. AI agents are changing that, They can handle things like answering those frequently asked questions, scheduling appointments, even resolving those simple issues that would normally tie up a human agent.
So instead of getting trapped in an endless loop of automated prompts, customers can actually get their problems solved.
And, the human agents are happier too because they can focus on the more like complex and interesting stuff.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. And tools like Microsoft Dynamics 365, they're making this happen.
Mhm.
But let's not just talk business. What about like healthcare? The potential there is enormous.
Absolutely. The article touched on that, how AI agents are being used to analyze all that patient data, which could, help doctors diagnose diseases earlier, maybe even like recommend the best treatment options.
It's like having this like tireless, super smart assistant working with the doctors,
Yeah.
helping them make the best possible decisions for their patients. They can sift through mountains of data, find patterns, insights, stuff we humans might miss.
It's like a personalized medical consultant for every patient.
Yeah, pretty much. And it goes beyond analyzing data. AI agents can also help with things like drug discovery, finding new compounds,
Yep.
simulating clinical trials, even personalizing treatments based on like a patient's genetic makeup.
So they're accelerating medical research,
Mm.
bringing us closer to cures. It's incredible.
It is, but, got to keep in mind, this tech is still pretty new.
Mm.
There are definitely challenges, ethical considerations we need to think about as these agents become more integrated into healthcare.
For sure, but the potential benefits are just like huge.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting to think about what's coming.
It is. So, speaking of what's coming, let's shift gears a bit. Talk about some of the trends that are shaping the evolution of this AI agent technology.
Yeah, let's do that.
What are you seeing out there?
Well, one of the coolest things is the development of like more advanced memory for these agents.
Okay.
We're seeing things like memory chunking. That lets them process and store info way more efficiently.
So basically, they're getting better at remembering things.
Yeah.
So they can tackle like even more complex stuff.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It is. And it has big implications for things like email management, task scheduling. The article mentioned Microsoft's Copilot actions.
Uh-huh.
That's a great example.
How so?
Well, imagine an AI agent that doesn't just manage your emails, but also schedules your meetings, books your travel, maybe even drafts documents, all based on like what it's learned about you, your preferences, your past behavior.
It's like, having a personal assistant that can anticipate your needs and just take care of all that like tedious stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But as these agents, get more powerful, more autonomous, we also have to think about, security, control.
Yeah.
That's where the idea of entitlements comes in.
Entitlements. I'm not sure I follow.
It's basically about how we're making these agents smarter about managing, access and permissions. They're dealing with more sensitive data, critical tasks.
Right.
We got to make sure they're only doing what they're supposed to be doing.
So the right info gets to the right people.
Right.
And we prevent, unauthorized access or misuse.
Exactly. It's like a built-in security guard for your data. And it's super important as these agents, take on more and more responsibility. But it's not just about security. Another big trend is how these agents are being integrated with other tools and technologies.
So they're not just working in isolation, they're becoming part of this like bigger ecosystem.
Exactly. Think about how you can combine AI agents with like predictive analytics to anticipate problems before they even happen. The article talked about like supply chain agents that can predict shortages and then automatically adjust orders so businesses can, keep things running smoothly.
That's incredible. They're like proactive problem solvers, constantly analyzing data, making adjustments to keep everything running smoothly.
Exactly. And there's one more trend that I think is super important. The growing role of large language models.
Oh, yeah. The stuff that powers like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
The models that can generate, human quality text and have conversations that are almost indistinguishable from like talking to a real person.
Exactly. And these models, they're revolutionizing how these AI agents understand context, how
Yeah.
they make decisions, how they learn from interactions. They're giving them this much deeper understanding of human language
Yeah.
and the ability to communicate with us in a way that's just so much more, natural and effective.
So bridging the gap between humans and machines.
Exactly. And this is going to be huge for things like personalized customer interactions.
How so?
Well, imagine you've got this AI agent that can not only answer your questions,
Mm-hmm.
but it can also understand like your tone of voice, your emotional state, your specific needs and preferences, and then use that to, give you really tailored recommendations and support.
That sounds like the future of customer service. No more waiting on hold or getting frustrated with those robotic menus. You'd have an AI agent that's like actually helpful and understands you.
It's definitely a possibility. And as these large language models keep getting better, those AI agents, they're going to become even smarter, more capable, maybe even, empathetic.
Wow. It's mind-blowing to think about how far this technology has already come.
It is. and it's just getting started.
What's been the biggest takeaway for you with all this?
I think it's the sheer potential of these AI agents. I mean, they're not just automating things, they're changing how we work, how we live, how we interact with everything around us.
Yeah, it's not just about efficiency. It's about creating these systems that can learn, adapt, and help us solve those big, hairy problems in ways we never thought possible. And they're doing it in a way that feels more human, more intuitive, and more personalized.
Exactly. Now, remember, at the end of the article, they asked that thought-provoking question about the implications of all this. As agents continue to evolve, becoming more autonomous and capable, what does that mean for the future of work and our daily lives?
It's a great question to think about, and it really feels like these AI agents are just going to keep playing a bigger and bigger role in our lives.
Yeah, it's a huge question
Mm.
and a little bit, unsettling. Oh, yeah, there are definitely some big unknowns. But that question about the future of work, that's something we all got to be thinking about. These agents are becoming more and more a part of our lives. And that raises questions about, what work looks like in the future, the ethics of all this. How do we make sure these AI systems are developed and used responsibly?
We've talked about all the ways these agents can, automate tasks, make things more efficient, even like boost creativity. But what happens when these agents get so good, so capable that they can do jobs that humans used to do?
It's a valid concern.
Mm.
And it's one we got to approach carefully with like an eye on the future and a commitment to making sure everyone benefits. Some folks think that AI agents will actually create more jobs than they replace as new industries pop up and existing jobs evolve to use these technologies.
So instead of being afraid of robots taking over, we should be thinking about like how we adapt and prepare for a world where humans and AI work together, like a team.
Exactly. It's about embracing what's possible while also, being aware of the potential downsides. We need to invest in education, training programs that help people develop the skills they'll need. And we need to be talking about the ethics of AI, making sure these technologies are used for good, in a way that benefits everyone.
It's like a future where AI agents are not just tools, but like partners, working with us to solve problems, help us be more creative, create a world that's more, fair and prosperous for everyone.
That's a great way to put it. It's a future worth fighting for. And it's going to take a lot of work, collaboration,
Yeah.
innovation,
Yeah.
and a willingness to, embrace change.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored what AI agents are, the different types, how they work, their real world applications, those exciting trends that are shaping their evolution, and even like the big questions about the future.
Yeah, we've done a pretty deep dive. Hopefully you, the listener, are walking away with a better understanding of these incredible technologies and, just how much they're changing the world.
I think the thing that really struck me is how fast it's all happening. It feels like every day there's some new breakthrough, new application. It's exciting and a little bit, intimidating.
Oh, yeah. But it's on us to make sure this technology is used for good. We need to be thoughtful,
Mhm.
responsible, make sure it's serving humanity, contributing to a better future for everyone.
Totally. We need to keep having these conversations, establish like clear guidelines, and make sure humans are still in the loop. But if we do it right, these AI agents, they really have the power to, change everything, make our lives and our work more efficient, more fulfilling.
Well said. I think that about wraps up our deep dive.
It does. But the conversation doesn't have to end here. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, share your thoughts. The future of AI is something we're all going to be a part of.
Exactly. So until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.